What's going on, everyone? This is MrFlourish of the Cheese is Good, the sports and lifestyle podcast, and I have a special guest that sort of a you may see her a little bit more, you may not. Let her introduce herself to you.
Hello, everybody. I am Sugar and Spice. Glad to be here.
So she claims that she knows a little bit about sports, but we're going to talk about this NBA playoffs, this NBA Finals, the Celtics and the Mavs. Right now, the odds, Sugar, if I may call you, can I call you Sugar? You know, with
Yeah.
a little
Yeah.
spice on top. All right, so right now the odds. Let me see here. I just had them up and I just erased them. So I'm so smart. Let me pull them up again. I
I
just had
think
it.
they're in favor of Celtics right now.
They're favoring the Celtics minus 220. Um, and they're favoring game one, the Celtics. I tend to think that the home team does well in game one. They're rested. They're going to have a ton of energy. No, even though Dallas they've had some hell of a series and they're kind of beat up, they're getting a long window to rest. So um, if I go back to the years of Magic Johnson and Bird, et cetera, they always used to say we really want to get that second game because the first game home team comes out with all this energy, rah 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 rah, let's murk them. But um, yeah, the cheese is good. It's DA, not TATC. THE is for you white collar motherfuckers. Duh, we just keep it hood for
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
So before I get into the prediction, how do you feel about the Celtics and the Mavs coming into this series? How do you feel about how the Mavs are playing? What have you seen, or how do you feel about it? Luka Doncic, Kyrie Irving, and then the Celtics. Kyrie was on the Celtics, and the Celtics led the league in 3-point shooting.
Well, I think exactly what you said as far as them coming rested, they're not both equally as good. I mean, if we're going based just on stats, the Celtics are doing better than the Mavericks. However, it is the first game.
Wait, wait, check this out. Check this out. You just said something I was gonna touch on. Even though the Celtics have better stats, who's the biggest dog on the floor? That's Luka.
Yeah, but
Okay.
but the Celtics have been doing better without their good players. So is everybody coming back? Are we where we were?
Well, from what I heard, I read the injury report, and Kristaps Porzingis for the Celtics, he didn't play. He could have played
Right,
if they would have gone 6 or 7 games with Indiana. He could have. I think they felt they were going to get out of that series,
right.
period, and beat Indiana and give Kristaps a little bit more time. Whatever that's worth. At the end of the day, is he going to be rusty or not?
Right. I
Um, but he's a difference maker because he's a big that spaces the floor.
right.
He was a. I don't know if he ever made the All Star team, but he was close. But he gives them legitimately, I say 4 stars instead of three because you have J&J, which is excuse me, Tatum and Brown. Jason Tatum and Brown. But I feel like Drew Holiday is a star. Period. I don't care. He's one of the best defensive players in the league. He's going to give Kyrie fits. And then Porzingis gives him that 4th star. I do think though the Dallas bench is better. Um, they made the deadline trades of. Oh, you're going kind of choppy there. Hopefully, you can just get it right there. They made the
You
deadline
first.
trades to get PJ Washington out of Charlotte and Gafford. Thank God Gafford is so happy got him out of the Washington Wizards. And the Wizards were horrible, But those two trade deadline pickups for Dallas were huge. They're a different team. Then Lively, the rookie out of Duke, 7 footer, is just rim running, blocking shots, and they just presenting a unique young front of energy um,
Right.
to go along with the savvy backcourt play of Luca and Kyrie.
Right.
Um, I don't want to give it. I don't want to give away too in the first 5 minutes what I'm thinking, but I'm gonna let you talk because you got a mouth on you and you all pretty over there. So
Y'all know
yeah.
I like to talk. Okay. This is what into the playoffs and it's the first game, they're both coming into it feeling like they need to prove something, right?
The pressure's
If
on
that's fair.
Boston. I mean, Dallas is just getting there. Boston, this is what their second time in, because they lost against the Golden State Warriors a few years ago. They've been to the Eastern Conference Finals 5 out of 6 years. So they got all the, like, to me, the pressure on Boston weighs more than the pressure on Dallas
Right.
psychologically.
Of the expectation.
Right. You know,
I just think that they're
it.
both to go into it feeling like Dallas is coming into it because they're the underdogs, right? And
Mhm.
nobody wants that. And then you've got Boston that's coming into it because they are supposed to be the top dogs, but are they going to be able to perform? Because if they do, they have their guys back, they're where they need to be, but they've been doing just fine without them. So does that help them or hurt them?
Mm.
The question lies there.
I think the question lies if Dallas gets up in the series without the
Yeah.
home court advantage. I think the question lies if it's going to a game six, possibly a game seven. Um, if
Well,
it's a matter of this,
go ahead.
go ahead. No, go
No, go
ahead.
ahead.
Go ahead.
That's Dallas's thing, though. Dallas can typically win and win and win, and then they can't.
Well, okay. So let's be honest though. Dallas has had a hell of a playoff run.
Right.
It's clear when you don't move as much, whatever. But when you start moving, it gets kind of anyway. Um, this is going to be the best team Dallas has played in the playoffs.
Right. 100%.
To me, Dallas has been making here's something to think about. Dallas has been making everyone adjust to them, to their new the way they play with the guys from the trade deadline. They're they're they had a huge team meeting in late March. And ever since that team meeting, they preached defense. I remember reading somewhere or hearing somewhere, Jason Kidd, it was a heart to heart. It hurt some feelings, but ever since then they've been a number one defensive team in the NBA.
Right.
So Dallas has been making everybody adjust to them. The question is going to be is Boston has four people that can guard any position. So it's not a
Right.
matter of like trying to get through screens or whatever. They can switch everything and keep a high quality. They had two guys on the all defensive team, first team as well. Um, I think it's going to present some interesting dynamics that Dallas is going to have to finally make adjustments
Yeah.
instead of them. I kind of feel though if the games are going down to the end of the line, if it's a 1 point game, a 2 point game, and it's 2 minutes to go, I, I don't know if I trust Brown and Tatum versus Luca and Kyrie.
Right.
Yeah.
It really depends on if it gets close or not. Because if you've got both of them playing defensive like that, then that's going to be their struggle. If it gets close, that is going to be the struggle.
Always. Okay. Yeah. I think the odds makers were. I think they did it at minus 220 because I think they're kind of worried about how the money's going to come in. If they go minus 300 through 400, they can't do that because tons of money is going to go in on Dallas.
Right.
I think that 220 is one of those money lines that's like I don't have to. They want to. I think they want to get closer to game one. I think the odds makers want to know if Christos Porzingis is playing. They want to get a report on how he practices. That's what I think. I think that money line
So
can.
you're saying like that, so it wasn't too easy. Like it
Right.
wasn't.
It's a difficult. It's very difficult to bet. It's very. I have people in Vegas right now asking me, if I want to place the bet or not. I have. It's very difficult to bet that series
Because
I don't.
just because them coming in off of rest with different players, or what do you mean?
No, I think all at this stage, I don't think it's a matter of coming in off rest. I think all these NBA players would beg for rest.
Right.
They would beg for what is it? Hot tub, cold tub treatment. right?
Right.
For extended periods of days. For what is it? The thing where you put the little pads on,
Oh, the little like
electro.
massager thing. Oh no, this stem.
Yeah, yeah, the stimulations, to help reduce inflation. Days of that multiple. So getting extra, it's just cool. Um, what is your affinity with basketball or sports in general?
My what? Sorry, the first
Your
part cut.
affinity, your affinity with sports in general or basketball. What is your affinity with it? Your love for sports
Like,
or
what do I like
basketball?
about it? I just like competition in general. I like
Or
anything
you
that
you
makes
compete?
me.
Oh,
Seriously,
okay. Here,
I mean basketball. I'm not gonna lie to you. I haven't watched basketball in a while, just because it's like doot, 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 doot. That's literally how I feel about it. I feel like I'm just like this. But that the competition, I'm what they call a bandwagon fan, right?
oh my gosh,
I'm
here
not,
we go.
I'm not lying about it. I'm not like, I'm not telling everybody I'm like hashtag Mavericks or whoever the fuck. I'm not necessarily a Mavericks fan either, but being from Dallas, I guess everybody just assumes, but not so
Yeah,
much.
yeah.
But I tend to go with whoever is doing better, and then I'm like, oh, okay, I like it. I do like to bet, not on basketball. I will not bet on basketball. Mine's more football, but
Yeah, we'll get to football later. Um, Let me see if I can get an injury report on Kristoff. If he's see roster Porzingis, he's making 36,000. 2 days ago, Coach Joe Mazzulla of Boston said Porzingis participated in a couple of drills during Friday's practice. He's pleased where the big man is in his rehab progress. They don't tell me shit.
I couldn't find
GTD.
it. Looked.
Yeah, his status is GTD, which means game time decision. Um,
So do you think
which
maybe they're going to do what they've been doing and just play with use him if they give him? Why would they give him the
they
first off
no
though?
but here's why they need Porzingis in this series, especially. Porzingis is what is his percentage this year? 3-point percentage. He's 33%. No, this year he's 37.5%. Career 36%. He averages shooting 5.1 threes a game, making two of them. Um, you need him out there to stretch the floor to get their big man out the paint.
Right.
So that big man can't stay in the paint because the ball swings to or skips to Porzingis. There's a three. I think that dynamic is just, when he's on the floor, it's a bad matchup for Dallas. If Porzingis is not in the floor in the game, then they put a big on Horford. But Horford is actually an adequate 3 points. This is a tough series, either way you look at it.
100%.
Horford, yeah, his roster here. Let me see here. I just had Boston's roster.
I just can't imagine them keeping. I couldn't find anything on whether he was for sure coming back. That's why I was asking if you found anything. But
So here's the thing. Horford regular season was 41%, but at home his 3 point percentage was 43. You can't leave him open. It's just those
yeah,
bigs can't against Minnesota. Rudy Gobert that can be in the paint. Cat they don't mind Cat shooting threes because I realized what they were doing. It's like if you're shooting threes, Cat, then the best player on your team, Anthony Edwards, doesn't have the ball.
right. True.
So I'm like, we don't care what you do. Yeah, we don't give a fuck what you do, right? You
Yeah.
shooting threes, baby. You're not in the paint. You're not getting us in foul trouble. Oh gosh, that was medieval. Um, and then who they beat? They beat someone else. I forget who that was, but they didn't have. Boston can basically play five out and just go drive and pitch. Um, I do favor Boston in the series, but I hate favoring Boston in the series where I feel the best player, and at this point, to me, the best player in the world is on the other team.
Right. Right
Ain't
now.
nothing wrong with your belly button.
Huh?
Ain't nothing wrong with your belly button.
No, it keeps turning. It literally since I was streaming earlier, it keeps turning the op. It's new, and I guess
Mm.
it now started being able to turn upside down. And when it turns upside down, I can feel it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna look at some props real quick. Some prop bets on this one. So anybody watching the stream before the game, The spread has slightly changed. Minus 240 is the money line for the Celtics on game one. The spread is Celtics.
For the game. So you think that'll change again?
Yeah, it could be. I think they're waiting on Porzingis. Here's the interesting bet, everyone. The spread is 6.5 points. They're given to Dallas, so Dallas is plus 6.5. Boston is minus 6.5. And I gotta watch because I'm on YouTube here. I'm not saying. Let's see. What can I say about the bet? I If the Mavericks only had 2 to 3 days, I would not like the spread. I think they would be too tired, get blown out. With all of these days off and Boston's psychological orphan Annie, sometimes I like this Mavs taking the spread, especially if you can buy maybe 2 points. Um, let's see, they got Jason Tatum NBA Finals odds. Okay, interesting. There's several lines at play right now. I'm looking at ESPN bet. Um, this is interesting. And by the way, they already have the championship winner for next year, 2024-25. The favorite is Boston Celtics for next year. The one right after them is Denver Nuggets. Then slightly Milwaukee Bucks, Minnesota Timberwolves, and Dallas. Wow.
Okay, then I'll go with the underdogs. I'll take the underdogs, and I won't be a
You're gonna take the
bandwagon.
Mavs? You can take the Mavericks?
I'll take the Mavs. Maybe they got a little bit of heat. Maybe they got some fire lit up underneath them.
Man. All right, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take Boston. I'm gonna take Boston. Dallas will win. Jesus Christ. This is so tough to bet. I'm not betting YouTube. I'm not betting. I'm suggesting what I would do. I'm gonna take Boston in seven. In seven, and I'm scared. I want to say six because typically the best player in the world, the best player between, they tend to have something special in a game seven. That's why it's so. Oh man, I'm gonna take Boston in the series. Period. I don't
Okay.
really care about the exact total games. You take the Mavs.
Yep.
I
I'll take.
think Tatum's gonna. I think they favor Tatum to win MVP. I think the other guy Brown's gonna win MVP. Jalen Brown,
What
most
is
valuable player.
the way that they performed on the season, or what?
No, it's just media,
Oh,
media in their fields. Yeah, yeah. But hey, if I'm wrong on this one, don't hold it against me. Okay. But
I
y-
I will hold it against you, and you don't ever tell anybody that I took the underdogs. But
I just got to find an
from
underdog that sucks. Oh wow.
I'm just kidding.
So
I'm not.
where are you gonna? So game one is matter of fact. Where are you gonna be doing game one?
Who fucking knows? I mean,
Oh
it's up to
man,
the sixth, so who knows?
Don. I think Luca's got several days to heal up a little bit more. Man, that's a scary pick though. It's just scary. I'm gonna go Boston win game one. Boston win the series. The series goes seven.
Okay,
The series goes seven.
and
MVP
little underdogs win.
J- Jalen Brown, not Jason Tatum. MVP is Brown. Until yeah, I'm not gonna go with underdogs, even though I love Dallas. They're right down the street. That's what I'm gonna lay on. And want to thank you. This is the first time that we've been talking. No, it's the second time we've been
Second.
talking. The first time was on MrFlourish podcast. This one, the cheese is good, is about sports and lifestyle. Um, and hopefully things work out that the podcast continue to grow. I keep getting asked by marketing people to do another one just because admiration for the style and the flair and the flow. But I'm looking for co-star talkers you know, especially ones that can get all D'd up and look all nice and know what they're talking about. So there we go. So high five to you. High five. All right, there we go. And you make your noise, and we're out of here. Peace
All right.
out.
Thank
She
you for
picks Dallas.